Hey everybody, it's Jeremy again. I would like to give a big shout out to one of my subscribers, Cassandra. Thank you very much for these pictures. Y'all might know her in the chats as Friendellas R Flat. She went on a trip to Colorado Springs and sent me some pictures of some mud flood buildings. And I went through and I was able to actually find some old photos of some of these buildings. So, without further ado, thank you so much, Cassandra. I really appreciate it. Sorry it took me so long to get this video made. But we are in Colorado Springs today, and the first half of this video is going to be recent photos, and the second half is going to be the old photos. Alright, this building here, not really 100% sure what it is. I just know it is magnificent looking. We got the Antiquitech Tower on top with the clock tower that I'm pretty sure they probably came in and put in later. Alright, that's that same building. Alright, not sure what building this is, but we've got the Roman columns, the arches, and the big door. Well, looks like it's still the same building. Here we have a beautiful cymatic window. I'm pretty sure at one point this glass was not in there, which allowed the cymatic energy to emit from it to probably benefit the rest of the community. More beautiful etchings. Now, keep in mind, these buildings are from the 1800s, early 1900s, so they spent their resources to carve all of this beautiful, ornate stuff. Alright, here we have a yellow brick building. I'm still not 100% sure what the function of the yellow brick were, but we know that red bricks are used for capacitors and storing energy, so I haven't really been able to find out much of what yellow brick could be used for. Another beautiful building there. Now this stuck out to me. We've got the old crumbling brick down here with the newer brick right up here. And you can see right here where this older brick is ballooning, probably from heat damage. And we can see right down here we have more heat damage. Well, it appears to be heat damage. I could be wrong. I'm not an expert on this, but just appears that way. This right here definitely looks like it was heat damage. And the way this is ballooning out here. Alright, I have an older picture of this building, I do believe. Oh, I went too fast, sorry guys. Another mud flood, old world building. We got the Roman columns, the big door, and always upstairs. Here we have the Statue of Liberty, or as we all like to call her, Columbia. And on her star fort, which I don't remember her being on, but that is a different video altogether. How many of y'all remember the Statue of Liberty on Ellis Island? And how many of y'all remember the Statue of Liberty being on, just kind of a square platform and not this star shape? I remember the latter, not the star. Here she is, or he. Alright, here we have another beautiful high arched window with the beautiful stained glass on the outside. Another shot. And notice how old this brick looks around the window there. Just an observation. And if you're like me, the first thing that caught my eye was this pyramid with the eye in the middle. We can see, and if I'm not mistaken, this is a courthouse, so we know where their allegiances lie. And we got the beautiful Antiquitech on top, which I'm pretty sure at one point in time had antennas and collected free energy. Another beautiful red brick building. Now here is underneath the first congregational church. It was built in 1888. I'm fixing to show a kind of a frontal view of that, but man, look at this. They built this supposedly in 1888 with horse and buggies, mind you. See, like I said, first congregational church built in 1888, and I have some older photos of this church as well. Like I said, there is the Antiquitech. Still got one of the antennas on there. Looks like we got some around. I would just love to have seen what this would have been like back in the day when it was fully functional. More of the Antiquitech up top. I mean, there was no reason to build this like this. No reason whatsoever. It had a function. It wasn't decoration, it was functional. That same building, just a different view through the tree. All right, here we go with the old buildings now. Now, this is St. Francis Hospital in Colorado Springs, early 1900s. Did I go too far again? Okay. Sorry, this touchpad is really sensitive. All right, this is the Antlers Hotel, Colorado Springs. Now, this hotel has went through 3 renditions. It kept burning down. This, I believe, is the first rendition. Now, look, first thing I noticed, no streets, horse and buggy, but yet they built this magnificent, just absolutely magnificent building. We got the onion dome here with the Antiquitech antenna on top. I mean, they built this with horse and buggy, and you can tell that this goes down. It don't end here. This is just uphill. This goes down. Now, keep in mind, Colorado Springs was founded in 1871, and the Antler Hotel, pictured here, was built in 1883. So in 12 years from inception, when it was founded in 1871, by 1883, they built this monstrosity with this horse and buggy. Now, keep that date, 1883, in mind, and a little bit later, I'm going to show you the population of Colorado Springs in the 1880s. All right, let's go a little bit further. Yeah, here was that building that we saw earlier. I just wanted to get a wider shot of it. We got the yellow brick building with the Antiquitech up top, and yep, the tribute to their god. And this is the El Paso County Courthouse. And this is the El Paso County Courthouse in the 1800s. Horse and buggy built this. Keep in mind that this place wasn't founded till 1871. Horse and buggy to this. Don't add up to me. I just wanted to get a close-up of this Antiquitech. You see these little nodes right here? Little nodes sticking off right there. I theorize that at one point those probably actually lit up when this was collecting the free energy through these antennas here and here and here. It probably used to be a big one right here. This probably used to be lined in gold or copper. You know, I believe that these buildings were self-illuminating. All right, let's go a little bit further. First Baptist Church in Colorado Springs in 1913. Yeah, we saw this building earlier. It's got the conical tower here. Got the high arch somatic window. The high arch doorways. I mean, why do you need doorways this big in 1913 when you're going to see that why would you need a building this big? You're going to see that the population wasn't all that impressive around this time. All right, this is St. Francis Hospital in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Notice again, no sidewalks, no roads, dirt. They built this with horse and buggy, y'all. Horse and buggy. Look at the size of the door. Size of the door. Got the Roman columns, the A-frames. Got the Antiquitech antennas. This is the City Hall of Colorado Springs. Not quite sure of the date. I'm just by looking at the dress here, I'd say early 1900s maybe. But still, look, dirt road, dirt, dirt. That is a horse-drawn carriage right there. And they built this with the Roman columns. Roman columns are all over the earth, okay? Just so y'all know, they're everywhere. I theorize that Rome was not what they say it was. Got the A-frame. Alright, let's move on. Here we have the Carnegie Public Library in 1965. Again, got the Roman columns here. Big door. Alright. Next, we have the Colorado Springs Auditorium around 1925. And again, we got the columns and doorway on the second level. I find this a lot in these mud flood buildings. Next, we have the Colorado Springs Psychopathic Hospital. Now, the only reason I put this on here is because I want to show a comparison. The next picture is going to show the state hospital, and it is like less than a quarter of the size of this psychopathic hospital. Now, a lot of people theorize that we had a reset event in the early 1800s, and if you look around, a lot of the psychopathic and mental hospitals, back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, were massive. And a lot of us theorize that these were used to hold the dissidents of that time who would not accept the new narrative. Everything that they have presented to us is a lie. History, geology, science, or, scientism. There is actually still science today, but what they teach you in schools and everything is scientism. But I believe that they held the people in these psychiatric hospitals because they're so huge versus the medical hospitals. Why would you need... Was mental health that big of an issue back then? I'm just saying. Just think about it. See, like I said, here is the Colorado State Hospital around 1956, 58. Look at the size of this. Now again, we got the big doors, the Roman columns, the Antiquitech, but that's not what I really wanted to point out, even though that is pretty neat. But look at the size of this and the size of this. Psychopathic hospital. And in 1925, when the population wasn't as big as it is here in 1956. Now, you tell me what y'all think down in the comments section. Now, when I said population, alright, 1880. Alright, the Antler Hotel was built in 1883 for 4,226 people. Alright, when did we say that psychiatric hospital, that picture was from? 1925. Let's look at the population in 1925. 1925, they gained about 3,000 people for 30,000 people. So you're telling me that in 1925, out of 30,000 people, they needed a psychopathic hospital this big. Just don't make sense to me. Not when the state hospital is this big. Now, y'all tell me, does that add up? Not at all to me. Well, I am encroaching on the last picture. Now, remember that first Congregational church built in 1888? Here is the oldest picture I could find of that church. And as you can see, we've seen underneath this right here and how ornate that was. But they built this in 1888, horse and buggy. Look, there's dirt on the street. There's no pavement whatsoever. I mean, just look at this massive structure. And like I said, 1888, there was between 4,000 and 11,000 people. They built this for that many people. Come on now. Really? They think we're stupid. They think we could never figure this out. But all you have to do is just look. Look and use your mind. Use your mind for other things than absorbing TV, radio, news, propaganda, which is all produced by those three mediums. Again, I'd like to give a big thank you to Cassandra friend Eleazar Flatt. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed looking into this, and I appreciate you taking the time to send me all those pics that you did. Again, I am sorry it took me so long to get this done. Well, this has been Jeremy with I Want to Know More. Thanks for stopping by. Love you all, and God bless every one of you. Thank you.